Walk with me. Let me talk to you for a minute. I want to take you into my life, a traumatized childhood, a story of Sage Jr., painful past, perfect present, a story of Alvin Cole, a kid from a battleground holding his own in his cold world.
What up, gang? It's your boy Max, and you know what time it is. We back on one of these dope ass shit again today. Well, if you're just joining the family, this is the University of Bars, but today we're not on bar shit. We're on an interview today. That is like Tupac, BET 1994 interview, bro. Yo, this shit been remastered, bro. Yeah. But we gonna check this one out. If you just joining the family, this has been one of the most popular stuff that I've seen a lot of people suggesting that I react to this. So I'm dropping this reaction today. So don't forget to like, subscribe, like the video, comment, and let me know what you think. Cause you know, man, it's Pac. I've been on my own Pac marathon trying to find out who Pac was really is, who the kind of person he was and all that. Which I'm on the marathon right now, and I feel like I've discovered a lot of shit that have changed my past perspective about who I thought Tupac was. So today we on this interview. Let's check it out. It's my first time watching this, so let's see what we're about to expect. It's 21 minutes, bro. Let's get it. Hey, Pac.
Something to offer to business that hasn't been.
But I like to put on the sub. Like I like to. Sometimes the audio is a little bit faint, so I like to get the sub on.
Before, I have a whole energy that represents not just black youth, but white youth, Mexican youth. You know what I'm saying? That change right before you go from being 18 and unresponsible to when you go to being like 21, 22, and the whole world's on your shoulders. I believe strongly.
I gotta get what he's talking about.
I have something to offer to business that hasn't been shown before. I have a whole energy that represents not just black youth, but white youth, Mexican youth. You know what I'm saying? That change right before you go from being 18 and unresponsible to when you go to being like 21, 22, and the whole world's on your shoulders. I believe strongly that my audience empathize with me because I show that side. I show that emotion, raw, uncut, good and bad. And so I think I can bring that more fun, more directed into screenplays, more albums, producing, managing. You know what I'm saying? If I can figure out just how to control it, I can use it on a lot of different levels. I trip off because it happens out of nothing. It just goes. Everybody just be screaming and that. I just trip. I get uncomfortable, and it's like similar to a deer being caught in the headlights. I just freeze, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should be what they want me to be, or if I should make them hate me so they can stop. Like say something mean so they can just stop. But I'm just like caught in the middle of it because you can't. No one can do that. Police can't do that. They can't stand in front of all those people and control them with a gun and mace and all that. So me with just words, it's like a battle to find the right words to say at the right time.
I'm curious when you think about the idea that you do have that kind of control over so many people. In one sense, the whole idea of being a role model comes up in the imagery, and a lot of people who know you, and I talked to them beforehand, suggested that hey, when you meet him, he's going to be something entirely different than you imagine. And what?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Tupac is a whole different person than what he raps about or what he rapped about before. He's a whole different human being. The rap game, you gotta appear so hard. You gotta look really tough. But in person, this nigga wasn't as tough as he sounded in his music. He wasn't. He had a very good heart. That's what I got to know through most of these interviews that I'm getting to see now that I've never in my life seen before. He was way more like of a hard person, a person who was way softer than in his music that he raps in the way that he appears to be the most bad motherfuckers out there. The most baddest motherfuckers out there. But that wasn't Tupac. That just wasn't him. That's one of the things though.
And a lot of people who know you, and I talked to them beforehand, suggested that hey, when you meet him, he's going to be something entirely different than you imagine. And what the media is portraying him.
Facts.
What about that idea that you have been portrayed, and sometimes, I mean, to be honest, you like the portrayal of you just hard,
That's right.
thug,
That's right.
don't step on me,
That's right.
you're in trouble.
That's right.
Yet there's another side to you too. What about that idea that you've got to be able to figure out where you're going?
To me, it's like it is my sensitive side that that likes to blow up the hard side, because if my image or my reputation can stop a confrontation before it happens, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is day to day. It's a constant man ego check going on in this street, in this world.
Facts.
So part of that is just like, that's my resume. But as far as the media, they look at it something different. They don't care about my resume. They don't care about me not getting in trouble. It's just another story, and it's a real story. They don't have to pay for it, and they're gonna milk it for all it's worth. As far as people, they want me, when they first see me, to humble myself. They want me to be like this and just because they're scared of me. But I don't feel like that's my job, to humble myself, to show you that I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat unless you're a threat to me.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So when people say, when you meet Pop, he's different than he is, because when somebody one-on-one, anybody one-on-one, I believe, honestly, that I can talk. I believe that I have the ability to reason, I have logic, I have compassion, I have understanding. If we talk...
If I were to meet Tupac in real life, I would be fucking afraid, bro. I would have, like, I would say I would have been afraid. But not now. Not now. Because if you really didn't know Pac for who he was, you would think the same way. You would have thought the same way. Because the media portrayed Pac in a very... They portrayed him in one of the most disgusting ways before. Because, like, we all knew the reason now. I'm getting to understand the reason. Like, a lot of the subs in the comment section that made me understand the kind of potential that Tupac had and the type of family he came from. So he was a threat. He was a threat. And America and their freaking bullshit about whatever the fuck that shit is. But he was a threat to a lot of freaking people. So they had a way of making him look like a real thug and all that. Even though thug, I understood, like, I read about it and I get to understand that is not pretty much such a horrible word. That word came out from a group or whatever that case was, because I just got to know that also from the subscribers, because that I used to think that the word thug was pretty much like you being a gangster and being all bad and thugging and all that. Nah, that's not how it was supposed to be, or that's not the originality or the etymology of the word. That's not the connotation it was supposed to carry. But here is Pac. If I were to see Pac in real life, I would have been afraid. It's the same thing this guy's talking about, because you wouldn't know that Pac is as soft as he is in this interview or in all of the interview you've seen. That's the reason why when I hear people saying they hate a person, I'll be like, you don't even know them. You got to know somebody before you can say you hate them. This is the same thing with Pac, bro. It's just a whole different case scenario. My entire perspective about Tupac changed when I first listened to that interview he had, the Vibe magazine interview. My whole fucking perspective, I squashed that shit out. I squashed it out. And I start to create a whole different perception about how I think about this nigga from scratch. I'm telling you.
One-on-one, anybody, one-on-one, I believe, honestly, that I can talk. I believe that I have the ability to reason, I have logic, I have compassion, I have understanding. If we talk, there's no problems. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what happens. People use what they heard in the media, and that's how they come at me.
Facts.
And then, we got to clash.
One of the things that you read in the media is that you're angry, that you personify your generation, that you just got some angry folks out there, and you're one of them. I'll put it to you. Are you angry? Are you angry with what you see society is about?
Yeah, I'm extremely angry.
I'm angry.
Confused. A lot of the times I sat up in court, I couldn't defend myself. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like the things they were saying about me were beyond my comprehension, or the things that I could say weren't going to help my case. But because it's like being exiled, from society, and that's how I feel. And this whole The anger comes from, I'm tired of waiting for my past to get into society. All I ever wanted to do was make me and everybody around me feel more comfortable about where we were. You know what I'm saying? About the places that we stayed. This is our home base. Let's build it up. Let's be happy about where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to assimilate and get a pass key to where they at. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that everything needs to be separate, but we gotta find pride in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And once you get the pride, like damn near 2 seconds after the pride comes anger. From being held like that for so long and to be made to go through those changes, you get mad. You know what I'm saying? As soon as any black man receives his first 3 checks, he starts getting mad. Because it's not about the necessity of having to have a job and having to pay and having to do that. You don't care no more about the smiles and the, yes, massa, because you done got paid. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like you want to save money. You want to help other people. And you see how far it is, how far you have to go to help anybody in your neighborhood. It's set up for me when I get paid for me to exit the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I've had these problems is because I haven't left yet. And these problems don't come from a white man. It comes from just society, the problems that we have.
Let me put this to you.
This nigga was the most logical fucker ever out there. You know how he addressed topics? He addressed the topic in the way that he does not attack anything that's gonna make you feel personal out there. He talks about the suppression and everything. You talking about being angry at society. Who isn't angry? The injustices that's happening all around fucking America. You seen it. You seen it. You seen it. And you talking about him being an angry person, especially for the platform he had? Of course Pac was gonna answer like he's pissed off. Even me, I would have answered being pissed off. But that's how the media portrayed this nigga to be. He was not. He was not, bro. He was not. Man, yo, like, to be really honest, I see why this nigga got killed. I see why he got killed. Because he was another rising star that they were not. The fact that he was already hard as fuck. Imagine this nigga was gonna, like, have Tupac. Tupac was gonna be a person who, when he says this, a lot of people were gonna follow. Government does not like people like this. Governments everywhere in the world does not like people who got like a certain amount of people they can control. They don't like people like that. They're gonna come after you every day. They're gonna come after you every day. This isn't a political platform for me to be saying such, but it's just the fact. It's just the fact. I see now why they actually came after this guy, and we might be thinking that he got shot and killed because of this or because of that, because he was out in the street, he's a thug, and he got a lot of shit, he been shot before and all that. No, bro. This shit has a low-key, some kind of governmental backing and shit. I would say that. This shit got an invisible hand behind the shit of Tupac dying, bro. Facts. I'm saying that with certainty that this shit got an invisible hand. Because this nigga was very so wise in the sense that he could lead a rebellion, bro. He could lead a whole fucking rebellion. If Tupac was going to be alive right now, he could lead a whole fucking rebellion because Pac music took a lot of people through a lot of shit. That's the thing about it, bro. That's the thing about it. So, that's the image the government always do this shit to make it out there. I know it might sound a little bit political, but like the issue with the Elon Musk case right now, because he was about to buy Twitter and all that shit. Now there is a case that he got sexual abuse hanging over him because he was about to buy Twitter. He's one of the richest person in the world. The only way they can come at him is to bring scandal. That's just what the government does, bro. That's just what they always do. Facts.
From a white man, it comes from just society, the problems that we have.
Let me put this to you.
I'm not trying to pause this shit. He doesn't try to make this interview look like it's the white suppression and shit. Because he knows he got white fans. He got all kind of race. That's what he said in the music changes. It's not about black and white. Just take the evil out of people. They will be acting right. Which is the fact. It's not about being black or white. There are just some people who... There are people who are white. They are very good. There are people who are black. They are the worst. There are people who are white. They are the worst. There are people who are black. They are very good. It's not about race, bro. Some people are just born to be evil. So that's why he tried to make this whole interview not centered around the fact that it's white suppression. No. Because this shit isn't just about white suppression and shit. He was the wisest motherfucker out there. He was the wisest fucking rappers out there. Fucking rapper out there.
Or you have to go to help anybody in your neighborhood. It's set up for me when I get paid for me to exit the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I've had these problems is because I haven't left yet. And these problems don't come from a white man. It comes from just society. The problems that we have.
Facts.
Let me put this to you. A lot of people tell me Tupac is, for the most part, a nice guy. This old thug thing, hype. Good for record sales. Helps him identify with the young people.
I'm coming. I need a drink, guys. I need a drink. Because this is a hype shit. I needed a drink for this.
Good for record sales. Helps him identify with the young people who are out there and angry, who would maybe label him a sellout like they did Hammer if he didn't have that hard side. What about that?
First of all, nobody could call me a sellout. I'm not going for that. I'm not even in that. I'm not looking for approval from the black community. We don't give approval. You know, we don't really do nothing but exist. So it's not like black people.
Yo, this nigga was you. He never could have had a job interview because he would have passed fucking with flying colors, bro. Hey, but that's the fact. The black community, we don't even need approval, bro. We don't give approval, bro. We just exist. We just exist, bro. That's all we care about. We should exist. Wake up in the morning, grind for whatever fucking job we got. Nobody cares about approval. Like, this nigga gotta approve you and all that shit. Nah. Yo, the nigga asking the question like he ain't even black. Bro, shut up, bro. Where do you get your question from to ask this nigga? Like, you, what?
Him a sellout like they did Hammer if he didn't have that hard side. What about that?
First of all, nobody could call me a sellout.
Facts.
I'm not going for that. I'm not even in that. I'm not looking for approval from the black community because we don't give approval. You know, we don't really do nothing but exist. So it's not like black people could tell me you a sellout or you true blue. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. I'm not even caught up in that. But I can see that, you know what I'm saying, the one thing we do have in common as black people is we share that poverty. So the thug side is more closer to the poverty than me being rich. You know, how can I come to any community center, you know what I'm saying, sporting a Rolex presidential, all these diamonds, and be like, look.
That is one of the things we all have in common as black people. And that's facts. Not about the generation right now where a lot of kids are being born into riches and all that. But maybe their father was, maybe their dad or mom must have been in the trenches, being poor, like really experiencing poverty. That is one of the things we all black people share in common. And that's the fact. This nigga was, like, it gets crazy every time I'm listening to this nigga. Like, I'm like, yo, how was such a very wise person taken from us so soon, like?
You know what I'm saying, sporting a Rolex presidential, all these diamonds, and be like, look, we, you know what I'm saying, gotta. But now, when I say we, they know what I mean. I'm not saying like I live in this neighborhood and nothing, but I'm a thug, and they thugs. They can relate to it. I don't even have to say that, you know what I'm saying? When I come, I don't have to say I'm real. They already know that, you know what I'm saying? From me being me, from not pushing the thugness, but I know from the business that everybody in this business is always whispering in your ear about what you can't say, what you can't do, what you can't wear in this world and in this world. It's two worlds, a white world and a black world. All I did was stand in the middle, you know what I'm saying? And say I'm living in both worlds.
Hey, this is wise, bro. He knows that. That's the white word and the black word. All I did, my nigga, was I stand in the middle, bro. I stand in the middle. Not like I'm trying, not like I'm confused to pick sides, bro. I'm trying to make you understand that, yo, bro, it's not about choosing who's white or who's black, bro. I'm in the middle of this shit. And that could only come from one of the most wisest person ever, and that's Tupac. Facts. If you gonna survive in this world, bro, I feel like you gotta be in the middle of that shit. You gotta be in the middle. Yo, come on, like.
All I did was stand in the middle, you know what I'm saying, and say I'm living in both worlds. I can go to the streets and survive, and I can go out here and do my business out here.
I'm play devil's advocate again.
All right.
Critics say, yeah, but you're being pimped. You're being pimped by the record executives who will allow you to do your thug life because it portrays a certain black. I mean, you've heard it,
yeah,
that if you were just a singer, you wouldn't have the same record contracts you have.
Right.
But because you portray the thug life, the gangster rap, they've allowed you to make that money. They've allowed you to push and make you platinum.
I beg to differ. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting pimped. That's true. But just like how a woman would be, you know what I'm saying? Anybody to be pimped. You know, it's like, it's not that you get pimped, it's how long you get pimped. You know what I'm saying? What we have in common as black people is we share that poverty. So the thug side is more closer to the poverty than me being rich. You know, how can I come to any community center, you know what I'm saying, sporting a Rolex presidential, all these diamonds, and be like, look, we, you know what I'm saying, gotta. But now when I say we, they know what I mean. I'm not saying like I live in this neighborhood and nothing, but I'm a thug, and they thugs. They can relate to. I don't even have to say that. You know what I'm saying? When I come, I don't have to say I'm real. They already know that. You know what I'm saying? From me being me, from not pushing the thugness, but I know from the business that everybody in this business is always whispering in your ear about what you can't say, what you can't do, what you can't wear in this world and in this world. It's two worlds, a white world and a black world. All I did was stand in the middle, you know what I'm saying, and say I'm living in both worlds. I can go to the streets and survive, and I can go out here and do my business out here.
I'm play devil's advocate again.
All right.
Critics say, yeah, but you're being pimped. You're being pimped by the record executives who will allow you to do your thug life because it portrays a certain black. I mean, you've heard it,
yeah,
that if you were just a singer, you wouldn't have the same record contracts you have.
Right.
But because you portray the thug life, the gangster rap, they've allowed you to make that money. They've allowed you to push and make you platinum.
I beg to differ. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting pimped. That's true. But just like how a woman would be, you know what I'm saying? Anybody to be pimped. You know, it's like, it's not that you get pimped, it's how long you get pimped. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really look at this situation, it is not I who's being pimped. When you look at them white kids with Raiders hats on, it's the white folks getting pimped. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm making their future. I'm writing down their curriculum. Right now, what I write in my album today, when it comes out in 2 months, that's what white kids is doing. So who really is getting pimped? What I'm writing in my raps is what them white kids is gonna be saying to their mamas and daddies when they come home. Who is getting pimped? You know what I'm saying? I'm a high school dropout. You know what I'm saying? As far as my teacher told me when I was...
Yo, hey, I don't have anything to say to this, bro. I don't have anything to say to this, but let's just keep going. That nigga had a PhD, bro. I feel like he's a high school dropped out, but I feel like his mind is the mind of a PhD holder. I could call him Dr. Tupac, bro. I ain't even kidding. I could call this nigga Dr. Tupac. Cause it's not about the fucking credentials, bro. It's about how you can, bro. Like let's keep going with this shit.
White kids is doing. So who really is getting pimped? What I'm writing in my raps is what them white kids is gonna be saying to their mamas and daddies when they come home.
Yeah.
Who is getting pimped? You know what I'm saying? I'm a high school dropout. You know what I'm saying? As far as my teacher told me when I was in high school.
Nobody can believe this nigga is a high school dropout. I cannot believe that. He's way too wise for being a high school dropout. He's way too wise for being a high school dropout. He got way too much knowledge than, I don't know how to put it, but nah, there ain't no way this nigga is a high school dropout. He sound like he got a doctorate degree, bro. Like he got a doctorate degree. That's how he sound every time he speaks. Every time he addressed a question. Every time he has an interview that is posing question at him. That even you and I will answer in a way that will leave us in the spotlight of being criticized. No, he escaped all of that. He escaped all of that and answered the question the right way. That's what I feel like he's a doctorate degree holder. No cap about that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a high school dropout. You know what I'm saying? As far as my teacher told me when I was in high school, I ain't gonna be You know what I'm saying? I just gotta, it's going down. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. You know.
High school teachers have been one of the motivational. Let me say this right now. High school teachers have been one of the most problem wrong of the world. High school teachers have cost the world a lot of shit. I'm being pretty honest right now. Being a high school teacher or whatever, elementary school teacher or whatever the fuck you are being a teacher, you gotta be pretty careful about how you address certain kids who aren't picking up. This norms about about going to school and passing through rank and file before you become an like important person in the society. That's not how a lot of people think, bro. This nigga has more influence on people more than a high school teacher. High school teacher is gonna be one of the reasons why the world gonna go bad. I'm being pretty honest. High school teacher is gonna be one of the most reasons the world gonna go the way we don't want it to go. High school teacher was the reason why Adolf Hitler took on the shit he did. Because he was never approved. He was never approved by his high school teacher. He did one of the most beautiful drawings and it got denied by his teacher because what? It might not be high school or whatever the case is of the issue of Adolf Hitler, but it was in some way of denial. But I know he was denied by a teacher that led him to taking up arms. That he took up arms and started to go to war. It's the same with everything. Wherever you get denial, somebody keeps telling you cannot make it in this way, you're going to try to find another way. But when you make it out there, they're going to be a whole different shit. It's just the issue that I always say to high school teachers, if there is any high school teacher that's out here, you got to understand that you cannot keep being in denial or trying to disapprove a kid or a person in high school. Even if they're not reaching up to your expectations, it's not about your expectation anyways. It's about their expectations. So you got to be able to read between those lines and be able to set up something pretty positive instead of being negative about it. Because in the end of it, it might come back to haunt society, which is the fact. Let's keep going in this shit, bro. You hear him talking about it. You hear him talking about this shit. He's talking about it as if he's a PhD holder.
You know what I'm saying? As far as my teacher,
I've talked way too much now.
Told me when I was in high school, I ain't gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. You know, everybody's getting pimped. Whether you work a 9 to 5 or whether you work for yourself, you're getting pimped by somebody. That's not the crime. The crime is how long you allow yourself to get pimped. You have to come up. Everything is a come up. Everything is a struggle. You start from the bottom, working to the top. The press and the media make you think that a black man arming himself is illegal or criminal, or that he wants to arm himself to rob a liquor store or something. You know what I'm saying? That is for me to defend myself, and it should always be. That's just any more recoupable than a white life. You know what I'm saying? We know that they don't put the same security in the ghetto that they do in the whites in the white neighborhoods. So therefore, for me to be out here saying don't, put your guns down and no violence, that's hypocritical. And if I didn't talk about the violence, everybody would act like the violence wasn't there. We as rappers bought that violence. We bought the violence that we seen on the street, put in our records for years. And after 3-4 years, people finally starting to see it because of all the statistics that's going on in the streets. If we stop talking about it, then they wouldn't take statistics.
This nigga talking like he can lead a whole fucking rebellion, bro. I'm telling you. This guy can lead a whole fucking rebellion, bro. And it's gonna be a problem. That's the reason why they're like, nah. He's already a rapper and he's sound. He's sound. The way he speaks, the way he talks, the charisma he got, the way he portrays what he's trying to say. This nigga is a threat. He's a fucking threat. No cap, he's a threat. Let's take him out. That was why they took this nigga out. That was why they took him out. There ain't no reason. This shit wasn't about gangster life, thugging and shit, or one thug from the other group, or West Coast, East Coast shit. It wasn't that, bro. It was some invisible hand shit. Invisible hand shit. There ain't no conspiracy theory about this shit. I ain't on conspiracy theory about any shit. I'm saying what is actual. This was some invisible hand shit. Because this nigga was talking like he knows what he's saying. He was being fed with information because he already gained the spotlight. That's how I feel like. That's how I feel like. That this nigga knew what he was saying. He wasn't just coming out here to preach these gospels and come and talk about shit like he's a PhD holder. No, he was talking about like he know. He's not guessing. He knows what he was saying. Now we on about Black Lives Matters now. How many black people that were left in the trail before we coming up with Black Lives Matters? How many black people? When did we even start the movement of Black Lives Matter? When? Before Pac start talking about this shit. That black people need to arm themselves. Because when the black man arms himself, he's a thug. And that's facts. That's facts. He gonna rob a liquor store. Like, yeah, that's what he gonna do, a robbery. Man, you all like, that's the reason why that's the reason why Pac even alive. Cause he was a fucking threat. And it would have been so. He was a fucking threat. Nobody would have like allowed Pac to be alive this time because Pac would have lead a fucking rebellion. Because a lot of people were already influenced by Pac. Everybody knew that. And even up to this time, everybody knows that. Do you know how many influence Pac has on a lot of rappers out here? Do you know all those rappers that are alive right now, how many influence they have on people? So that is the shit. That is the shit.
Putting out records for years, and after 3-4 years, people finally starting to see it because all the statistics that's going on in the streets. If we stop talking about it, then they wouldn't take statistics, and when they stop taking statistics, then we'd be killing each other in the street, and these white people wouldn't care no more. Only reason they care is because there's been some strays, and we just slipped over in the white neighborhoods, and there's kids in Iowa that want to be like us. You know what I'm saying? There's kids in Indiana that's trying to be like us because they can relate too. You know what I'm saying?
You even admitted, I don't live in that neighborhood anymore. There's no real reason for you to carry a 9mm.
Don't believe that. Why? In 2 years, I've had a gun pulled on me by my limo driver, by police, by everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I better be. You know what I'm saying? I've been attacked. You ain't read the papers about these skinheads trying to blow up black churches. Why? They see me as the enemy just like y'all do. You know what I'm saying? They can come to my house and sit outside my house just like anybody else can. A skinhead. And once my life is gone, it's gone. Can't nobody give it back to me. Not the judge, not the president, not the governor, not Calvin Butts, not Jesse Jackson. They can't do nothing but come to my funeral and talk pretty about how black people suffer. You understand? And as far as Jesse Jackson...
Facts, bro. Hey. You know what? I have been sleeping on Tupac, bro. I'm being pretty honest. Like, one of the most glorious things of my life that I would say right now is the fact that I get to be reacting to YouTube videos. I'm being pretty honest. Because the recommendations that's coming from the audience making me to see shit I've never seen in my life. I swear to God. Like, no cap. It is my first time seeing this interview. It changed my perspective about a lot of shit that I've had in my life before. And right here, just keep it up.
Not the president, not the governor, not Calvin Butts, not Jesse Jackson. They can't do nothing but come to my funeral and talk pretty about how black people suffer. You understand? And as far as Jesse Jackson, my first acting job was at the Apollo Theater when Jesse Jackson was running for president in 1984. It hurts me for him to say anything negative about any rapper because we supported him. He should support us. You know what I'm saying? As far as his image, you know what I'm saying? What was he?
Jesse Jackson was a fucker, bro. Don't even talk about man. Come on, like.
He should support us. You know what I'm saying? As far as his image, you know what I'm saying? What was he? What was he doing? You know, he should be the last person talking about gun violence when he sat right there while Martin Luther King caught one in the neck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Things ain't really changed that much. I swear to God, nothing I ever say is meant to be something where innocent people get hurt. Nothing I ever say is meant to be like a end all, let's go do it right now. Nothing. Everything I ever say, and if any, this is so we can set it clear, anything I ever say as it pertains to my peers and being strapped is only in self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Because right now where I'm at, the world is harsh. And I just don't got no beautiful stories. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be getting them ready. Because that's why I think I messed.
I don't have beautiful stories, bro. I don't have no fucking beautiful stories like waking up in the morning and I got breakfast sitting on the table and a lot of people waiting to wet my ass. Nah, I don't have those stories, bro. No black person got that story, bro. Maybe unless you were born when your daddy or mommy suffered for that shit. But I don't have that story, bro. I got struggle and hustle and tussle for every shit that I have right now. Nobody has a beautiful story being black. Facts. Yo, facts.
Only in self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Because right now where I'm at, the world is harsh. And I just don't got.
But I would say this right now. If Tupac was going to be alive, over the recent time right now, over the last 10 years right now, where you have had massive, ain't no joke about it, massive violence, massive killings of black people, ranging from Breonna Taylor to George Floyd to ranking this shit up high to wherever you want to push that shit to. There would have been a massive rebellion. Even the fucking, I don't know how you call that shit you talking about right now called protest. That wouldn't have been a protest happening right now, my nigga. That wouldn't have been a shit. It would have been way worse than that. That's the person he was. He was another rising Martin Luther King. That's who he was. So they got to take him out quick. They got to take him out very fast. But they don't want that shit. They don't want that. They want to have us in the leech. They don't want that. Yo, I ain't here to preach about a lot of shit that I should not be talking about, but I'm just making you understand from the perspective this nigga was talking about. So you can see that. It ain't no shit about black and white. Nah. That's not the shit we preach on here. That ain't about black and white in Tupac's interview. It's about the father being controlled. Just what he's saying. Pac was living in the middle of this shit. He didn't care about who's black and who's white. White people are nice. There are a lot of white people out there. There are a lot of black people out there that can have both shit in them. There can be worse black people. There can be worse white people. There's no matter about that shit. Come on, like.
You know what I'm saying? Because right now where I'm at, the world is harsh. And I just don't got no beautiful stories. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just be getting them ready. Because that's why I think I messed up. If somebody would have grabbed me, pulled me to the side and been like, look, Tupac, as soon as you step out here, they're going to be at you. Facts. If somebody would have explained it to me, I wouldn't have took the same mistakes. But I made those mistakes. And that was my job to stop somebody else from making those same mistakes. To lay it out. To lay out the real map on the world and how it is. Everything I'm saying is a warning, is a plea for help. If everybody is so goddamn worried about me, why ain't nobody came to help me? You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to be no star. This ain't my job. I don't care if everybody don't cheer for me. You know what I'm saying? If you're not cheering for me for what I'm doing, don't cheer for me. Don't cheer because you think I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? Screw that. Cheer for me for what I'm doing, for what I stand for. And when I go to jail, you should cheer louder. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm standing up for what I do. I'm not robbing nobody, not stealing from nobody. I never took nothing. Everything I do to represent my people. I do because I think this is what they want me to do. Like, this is all I want to say. For all the people that doubt me, I had no record all my life. Okay? No record. No police record. Until I made a record. As my video was debuting on MTV.
Facts! Until I made a record, I had no record, bro. That's a double entendre. Until I made a fucking record, bro. Made a record like letting my voice to be heard by a lot of people out there who were in the slumbers, who was sleeping on me. That's when I have a record with the police, bro. But that's just society. That's what society is. Yo, man, I will always be grateful for you subs out there. Like, the fact that you make me to be able to see these stuff, I swear to God in heaven, it is my first time hearing this shit. It's my first time watching this interview. I swear to God. I ain't no cap about this. I swear to God. This is way more different than a lot of shit I've been seeing in my life. Yo, I could rewatch this shit every day. Let's get it back.
This is all I want to say. For all the people that doubt me, I had no record all my life. Okay? No record, no police record until I made a record. As my video was debuting on MTV, I was behind bars getting beat up by the police department. I got a $10 million lawsuit. They said they would settle with me and everything. You know what I'm saying? But nobody cared about that. That wasn't blew up all in the news. They didn't see me. They did not see me on TV with my eye busted, my head busted. There's pictures of those.
In Oakland,
yes, in Oakland. You don't see them pictures. You see pictures of Tupac coming out of jail in cuffs. You don't see pictures of the police standing over me beating my brains in. You don't see that. But I see that. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? So it's all real. And I feel like just like a woman that's raped, any woman that's raped will never, ever allow herself to be raped again. Am I correct? Any woman that's violated will never allow herself to be violated again. Same thing.
You know, there are going to be people who sit here and say, how can you say that when you're faced with that charge?
That's how I can say it. We got people in my own community that will get me. Why? Because I got it. Now this girl, who I can't say her name, but if I was to say her name, 1,000 all over the world would go. I put this on everything I love, on everything I love. When I was in Atlanta, I was pulled over at a gas station. Some dudes from New York pulled over next to me and told me the girl's name. They said, I know the girl that did it. They told me her name and where she's from, say she's scandalous. I can't go on TV talking about this girl is because that's what they want me to do. They want me to get on TV and talk about my black sister is a hoe and she's a bitch and she's a money grubber. I ain't fit to say that. I don't have to do that to show that I'm in.
He's a real nigga, bro. He's a real nigga. He's not just a PhD holder, but he's a real nigga. No nigga gonna do that. No real nigga gonna do that. He's a real nigga, bro.
And she's a money grubber. I ain't fit to say that. I don't have to do that to show that I'm innocent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not guilty. People should look me in my eyes. They should look me in my eyes. And anybody thinks I've committed that rape should go get Brenda's Got a Baby and keep your head up and listen to him thoroughly.
It was hard to
look me in my eyes. They should look me in my eyes. And anybody that thinks I've committed that rape should go get Brenda's Got a Baby.
Wait up. Did he have a rape scandal on his head? Yeah, you all let me know in the comment section very fast. Because you know me now. I'm on the Pac Marathon and I don't know a lot of shit. I just know the surface. But they said he ripped somebody. Did he actually rip anybody? I gotta know about it. Cause I know Brenda Got a Baby. I did a video for Brenda Got a Baby, but I could not upload a video because there were a lot of copyrights on the shit, and I had to like do it again. In fact, and I got tired trying to re-upload the video. But I didn't know he had a rape scandal on his head though. Man, a lot of people try to this is the thing I would say. The most thing America can hit you with when they know you're getting pretty big that they cannot control you is sex scandal or violence, domestic violence. Once they hit you with that shit, bro, you're gone. You're finished. That's what America does. When they know you're untouchable, they can't kill you in the street because that's going to be a terrible shit. You have way too many people for them to just kill you in the street. They're going to bring something at you to just destroy you. That's America, bro. That's America.
Is a hoe and she's a bitch and she's a money grubber. I ain't fit to say that. I don't have to do that to show that I'm innocent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not guilty. People should look me in my eyes. They should look me in my eyes. And anybody that thinks I've committed that rape should go get Brenda's Got a Baby and keep your head up and listen to him thoroughly.
It was hard to imagine that you would do that.
It shouldn't be nothing it should not even be to me. I have no patience for anybody that doubts me. None at all. It's too hard out here. You know what I'm saying? If my people don't stand up for me, who is? I understand these white folks looking at me like that because they don't know me. They didn't hear keep your head up. That ain't no fluke. You know, keep your head up ain't no goddamn come up. I didn't do that for to be smiling in my face.
I gotta listen to keep your head up. I have to because he talk about Brenda Got a Baby, so I pretty much know Keep Your Head Up is also a song. So yeah, I did like, Brenda Got a Baby though.
Like that because they don't know me. They didn't hear Keep Your Head Up. That ain't no fluke. You know, keep your head up ain't no goddamn come up. I didn't do that for to be smiling in my face to say, oh, he's cool. I did that from my heart. So that if they do try to put a rape charge on me, my sisters could say he ain't about that. Now, if my sisters can't say that, you won't hear another keep your head up out my mouth. You understand me? Because it's a struggle on young black males today. What would a Vietnam vet be like without a sergeant, without any backup, without any other soldiers, nobody but a Vietnam vet in Vietnam? When he came home, how would he be? And that's me. I had to go through all that shit. War,
Oh my God, yo. This nigga was way too wise, bro. Let's get it.
When he came home, how would he be? And that's me. I had to go through all that street, war, everything, the same drugs that everybody else get turned out on. You know, where I would have been stopped shorted, I made it past. And here's where I am. But because I made it past, I missed some lessons. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the lessons that I missed when you talk to me. You can see where I haven't had a father when you talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You can see where I spent a lot of my time in the streets when you talk to me. Because the words that I say are not words that come from a mother's mouth or a father's mouth. It's words that comes from a pimp's mouth or a prostitute or a hustler or a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? But to me, these were my role models.
How much of that, though, in terms of growing up without a father, sometimes not being with your mother, do you lament on and look back and say, damn, I missed something big?
Everything. I know for a fact that had I had a father, had I had somebody, and I hate saying this because white people love hearing black people talk about this, but had I had a father, had I had some of these
Hey, you all listen to me. This wasn't a mistake that Tupac is not alive. There was no mistake in that. It was a well orchestrated plan that this nigga should not be alive. A well orchestrated plan. Because everybody knew that if Pac was alive, there would have been way too many shit going on than it is right now. Because he was way too influential. He knew everything. This nigga at the age of 24, 25, somebody help me out. Because I learned in the past interview was about 24, right? 25 or something like that. He was at that age he got killed. First of all. Second of all, this nigga is living in between. That's what he told you. I'm between the white shit and the black shit. I'm not choosing the side about who's white or who's black. I'm living in between. So he knows from the right side of his brain how the white people think about stuff. If you say it that you a black kid growing up without a father because they know you're gonna like not have the proper restrictions you should have in your home with your that growing up as a proper kid who should be coming up, or you are a white kid like that. He does not care about how the black people think because he knows that's how the shit gonna go most of the times. But that's what white people love to hear. He thinks in both ways with both capacity of his brain, living in both races,
I know for a fact that had I had a father, had I had somebody, and I hate saying this because white people love hearing black people talk about this, but had I had a father, had I had some of these opportunities, I'd have been able to help my mother more. She wouldn't have went the road she went. I could have been a better son. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't have went that road. It was the absence of my father. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with him being daddy not being there. My mother's dealing with him being my man not being there. You know, so many problems in our community that affect everything. So by me not having that, I ain't never want to hear nothing about no kind of relationships between a black man and a black woman. I knew they didn't work. Because as far as I knew, my daddy was the coolest dude out there. And my mama was a Panther. So if they didn't work, it don't work. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? And going out there, you know what I'm saying? It's like watching my mother just go through changes and everything. It's like my mother's my partner. She a soldier. You know, she a soldier like I'm a soldier. You know, and I watched the peep the game that she went through. If I would have went the same way my mother went, had not she did her route and showed me where it went wrong with her. My mother always told me, don't you ever just volunteer yourself to our people, because they'll use you. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? She also told me to follow my heart and for me to be the leader.
But it's interesting to see just the change in your face, your reaction, your thought process.
And that's all I ever wanted to do. Ask my mama. I wanted to go to college. I went to school all the way and was ready to go to college. The only thing that stopped me was money. The time all the kids in my school was writing applications to go to college, I didn't have no lights or no electricity. And that ain't my mama's fault. You know what I'm saying? So when I think back to that, I'm not thugging for me. I'm thugging for my family. I pay all the bills.
Yo, I always say this, man. Destiny, he got more weight influence despite the fact that he's dead. But his influence right now in the world is way more than people who went to college, bro. Fuck that shit.
Think back to that, I'm not thugging for me. I'm thugging for my family. I pay. So when I think back to that, I'm not thugging for me. I'm thugging for my family. I pay all the bills. You know what I'm saying? I feed my whole family.
Yo, he was almost about to shed tears saying that. He was almost about. That's what I kind of like took the video backward a little, because he was about to shed tears, bro. Coming from a real nigga talking hard. Not capping about anything, talking facts.
My family. I pay all the bills. You know what I'm saying? I feed my whole family.
Divorce change.
All right, I do. And I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? If thugging is going to make me $1 million, because it just got me platinum, then that's what I got to do constantly. And if it makes me feel, because right now, I feel satisfied. I don't feel like I've ever embarrassed myself or my people, you know, in nothing that I've done. And yet, no, I got the whole world fearing me. You know what I'm saying? At 23, weighing 160 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even started. I haven't even rolled my plan out yet. And they scared. I got the vice president know who I am, the president, every cop in every city. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't even started working out a plan. We killing each other because we killing ourselves. We not when another man, I know, I've been in a position.
That's the shit. At the age of 23, bro, everybody already knew who the fuck Tupac was. Imagine that nigga being at 40. Imagine him being at the age of 40. He would have had the whole world in his grasp.
The president, every cop in every city. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't even started working out a plan. We killing each other because we killing ourselves. We not when another man, I know, I've been in a position, it's out of our control. It's not like he wants to kill. He just doesn't want to die. You know what I'm saying? It's that situation when we are living in a war zone. Facts. It's not as easy as these people are making us think, that they just got some criminal ass black kids with guns. It is not like that. We live in hell. We live in the gutter. We got us stacked up 80 deep in one building. You know, by the time you get out your house, you strapped to protect yourself. Because you're living in the same community that the police is carrying rifles and riot gear. They need them riot, excuse my language, I'm so sorry. The same reasons they need the riot hat, the riot jacket, the flak jacket, the double vest, the 9mm Glocks with extra bullets, the tear gas, the mace, all that. Who do you think the police is using that against? Dogs? So we fighting the same villains that they fight in the street. But instead of them seeing us fighting villains in the street,
I was preaching. He wasn't in the interview. It's like a sermon. It's like a sermon. This nigga's preaching, bro. Yo, hey, how's up to you guys for giving me the shit, bro? This is like a motivation. I don't know. This is the most deepest motivation I've ever seen, bro. Man.
So we fighting the same villains that they fight in the street. But instead of them seeing us fighting villains in the street, we all villains.
Is your generation the one that is picking up for where the Panthers left off, saying, all right, enough is enough? The generation before us forgot about the fight. We're picking it back up.
Not only forgot about the fight, forgot about us. Yes, and we're picking it back up. But at this level, all we're trying to do is unite. And right now, as a year, we got 1 million people that's listening. Now we can tell them something. Now we can try to get them that way. And we might lose some. We might gain some. But we would never even have that audience had we not said what was real. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing for us to remember is that the same crime element that white people are scared of, black people are scared of.
Facts!
The same crime element that white people fear, we fear. So we defend ourselves from the same crime element that they scared of. You know what I'm saying? While they waiting for legislation to pass and everything, we next door to the killer. We next door to him, you know, because we up in the projects where it's 80 in the building. All them killers that they letting out, they right there in that building. But it's better, just because we black, we get along with the killers or something? We get along with the rapists because we black and we from the same hood? What is that? We need protection too.
Finally, I want to ask you about something that someone else asked you in the interview, and I thought the answer was interesting because I think it speaks to you and your generation a lot. Someone said, where do you see Tupac 10 years from now? You said, hey, I just want to be alive. That's real for you.
That's so real. I made a metamorphosis. I'm a new person today. because I used to strongly and honestly, I feel like I could represent my generation so much because I honestly did not care whether I lived or died.
That shit.
But now, I cannot die with people thinking I'm a rapist or a criminal. I can't leave until this shit's straight. You know, I'm not suicidal. I can't go until y'all really know what time it is. And then after that, boom, it's all over. And we can see, how this shit fall. But that's how it is. And the reason being is because if I can't live free, if I can't live with the same respect as the next man, I don't want to be here. Because God has cursed me to see what life should be like. If God wanted me to be this person and be happy here, he wouldn't let me feel so oppressed. He wouldn't let me feel so trampled on. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't let me think the things I think.
Yo, bro, man, it's the second time I've ever cried through a fucking reaction, bro. Like, no cap, this the second fucking time. Like, at the age of 23, his only wish was, in the next 10 years, he should not be dead. He knew what was gonna happen. He knew the shit. He knew. He saw a lot of people who were as vocal as he is, all dead, bro. Yo, this shit is crazy, man. He wanna cry. Look into his eyes, like he's about to shed tears. He's not even. This shit isn't about the publicity or whatever the fuck you think it is. No, he's speaking from the heart. He's speaking from the heart. He know in 10 years if he's alive, all he said was, I just want to be alive, bro. Because if he's alive, there could be way more fucking changes or influence he would have had.
If God wanted me to be this person and be happy here, he wouldn't let me feel so oppressed. He wouldn't let me feel so trampled on. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't let me think the things I think. So I feel like I'm doing God's work. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't have nothing to pass around for people to put money in the bucket don't mean I ain't doing God's work. I feel like I'm doing God's work. You know what I'm saying? Because these ghetto kids ain't God's children. And I don't see no missionaries coming through there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing God's work. While Reverend Jackson do his up in the middle class and he go to the White House and have dinner and pray over the president, I'm up in the hood, you know what I'm saying, doing my work with my folks. And just because I don't live there don't mean I don't go there. I got to go there because I can't hang nowhere else.
Yo, man. This is the most alias shit ever you guys have ever recommended to me. And I'm humble for this. I want to say thank you to all of you who recommended this BET interview with Ed Gordon. This is way insane than I expected. If you just joined the family, man, hit that subscribe button. We on the road to 2K. All we want is to get to 2K for the time being. At least that hit 2K. We taking numbers by numbers. This was insane, man. R.I.P. Tupac. It's the second time I've ever shed tears or cried. I shouldn't say shed tears, like it was way more, but this was a really touching interview, like it was. But I'm out of here. Have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe to the family. Hit that like button. Go in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. And I'm out.